It is my great pleasure this evening to introduce Worship Brother Michael Harradine of Chelsea Lodge, who, together with some other brethren from that lodge, which he's going to introduce, are going to give this evening's presentation.
Worship Master, thank you so much for inviting us along this evening to present a short talk on the history of the Chelsea Lodge, a lodge which is renowned throughout Freemasonry for over 100 years as being the Masonic home for members of the entertainment industry. So firstly, may I have the pleasure of introducing my colleagues who are with me tonight. First, my co-producer, presenter tonight, is Worshipful Brother Paul Mills. Now, Paul has been past master of Chelsea Lodge, and he's a renowned director and producer. Many of you might have seen Buddy. Over the years, he took it all around the world. I think he was very proud to do it. Secondly, the current Worshipful Master of Chelsea Lodge is Worshipful Brother Mickey Travis, known to most of you, I think, or a lot of you. Mickey, entrepreneur, he's a raconteur. He's a comedian and a terrific illusionist, and he'll be entertaining you a little bit during this. Over the many years, many major names in the classics of entertainment and so on have been active Freemasons. Classical musicians such as Beethoven, Mozart, Handel, Liszt, Gilbert and Sullivan. Modern musicians include Duke Ellington, Irving Berlin, Louis Armstrong, Nat King Cole and Glenn Miller. These are just the tip of the iceberg and simply demonstrate the extent of the long link between entertainment and Freemasonry. And this is where the Chelsea Lodge story really begins.
Unsavoury image of the taverns and concert halls. Foremost amongst them was the Hippodrome in Charing Cross Road and the Frank Matcham designed London Coliseum and Blackpool Tower Ballroom. A partnership called Wilson and Long designed the Chelsea Palace in the King's Road.
In those early days, full reports of the Chelsea installation meeting used to appear in the Times and all the variety publications, including The Stage. It was not unusual to see a brother leave the meeting, go off to appear in a matinee and return in full makeup to join in the rest of the Chelsea meeting. Chelsea's had many household
have been
names.
major contributors to Masonic and other charities, not just in money but in time as well. In doing so, raising many thousands of pounds for good causes. Last year, the Lodge distributed over £20,000 on behalf of Masonic and charities and other good causes. This Chelsea Roadshow travels around lodges giving talks and a cabaret as we will have later tonight.
At the aged sometimes, though, you know that, don't you?
So has that changed your view about Freemasonry, or were you fairly open to it first of all?
Yeah, I think it's changed my view. I mean, it's a situation where I don't really, or I didn't know anything about it. The person that's invited me along obviously was talking about it, and it's something that I wanted to feel that I wanted to understand what it's all about, really. So, but obviously, it's not something you learn in one night. It's something you learn over many years.
No, as I say, there's a lot to it, and initially you're not going to have a great idea really of what it's all about, not until you get involved with it anyway.
You were speaking as though...
About your operation, Nick.
No, that's between you and me. And it's been a great pleasure to come down to Chillington Manor and do the Chelsea Roadshow for you tonight. We do thank you for asking us, and we're looking forward to the festive board and hopefully raising a few bob for charity, which is what we do this for. We don't do it for ourselves, it is to raise a few bob for charity, and we thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that.
It's our drinking fund.
Yeah. As long as you don't record...
We didn't get asked to do lots of things. I was actually asked by a friend of mine, actually, a fellow entertainer, Andrew. He was booked to do a gig, and he'd done it the year before, and it was for the Paranoid Society. And he said to me, Mick, he said, I've got a gig. He said, it's with the Paranoid Society. He said, but I did it last year. He said, I don't want to do it twice. He says, I'll put your name in a frame. He said, a bloke called Jim Jones is going to be ringing you about it. And just as he said that, my phone rang, and I picked it up. I said, hello. He said, hello. He said, it's Jim Jones from the Paranoid Society. I said, Christ, we were just talking about you, and he hung up. He just repeats what everybody else says. So what we're going to do, Peter, okay, we're going to try that once more, and if the audience react in the right way, okay, they've been trained now, okay, I will actually show you, teach somebody how to do this trick. Watch this very carefully as we show you the handkerchief, all right, we push it into the palm of the hand, Watch very closely, lads. You now know how to react to be a proper audience. Okay, we go like this. 1, 2, 3. Look, completely disappeared. Okay, you can edit everything up to that point. Just keep that bit in. It's going to be this young man right here, sir. Coming up, you come. You're obviously not a Mason. You haven't got a black tie on, so it's good to get you introduced. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Matt. I knew Matt was here because I saw his skateboard outside. Now listen, Matt, what's to get here tonight? Yeah. No, I didn't. And I sat next to this lady with a glass eye.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. The bus church man, her eye plopped out.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. And I caught it in my hand like that. She's all over me saying, I love you, I want to marry you. I said, hang on a minute, you can't marry me. I'm an international toy boy.
Oh, yeah?
I said, why does your son love me? She said, well, you're the first person to catch me eye.
You thought I was bad.
Yeah, but I was funny.
You're more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Thank you very much. The Chelsea Road Show, everybody, thank you very much indeed. The Chelsea Road Show. And just before we go, we have got a slight notice. La 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 2, 3, 4. It's a matter of words, a bit difficult, are they? It's swap ends, don't trend. La 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 la. What are you drinking? Long time. La la la, come on. La 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 la. We were taking a walk down the Frog and Toad in a brand new whistle and flute. When I spotted a bird with a fabulous boat, I thought, now ain't she a beaut? Fancy my luck, so I tried to pull. I used my loaf of bread, I said, I'm free on Saturday night. She turned round to me and said,